If you bought Star Wars toys back in the late 70s or early 80s, chances are you bought them off a Star Wars display. And we're going to look at some of them now. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with a whole new video. So, what are we going to talk about today? Like you don't know, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, and you saw the little teaser at the beginning of the video. But I'm going to pretend like you have no idea what I'm going to talk about. So, if you can understand me, let's talk about the Star Wars toy displays from Kenner. Now, if you bought Star Wars toys in the 70s or early 80s, chances are your store has Star Wars figures on some of the displays. Now, some of them are displays, but a lot of we're going to look at are just the cardboard that went on display rack. Now, some of these photos we're going to look at are really small, and the more you blow it up, the worse it gets to look at. But I still wanted to talk about them. A lot of them, the photos came from old sales magazines that maybe Kenner sales reps had. So I still wanted to talk about them, but we're going to put them over here instead of just doing a big full screen. That way it doesn't look as blurry. Now let's get to it. First, let's look at the ones for Star Wars. Let's start with this one right here, the spinner rack. Now I'm going to have to look over here. I hate taking my eyes off the camera because I know you guys like to look at my dreamy eyes. But I have to because when I look this way, all I see is Boba Fett and that stupid Wampa guy over there.
Hey, who you calling stupid?
Yeah, you heard me. Anyway, so when I look over here, I don't see the picture like you do. So let's look at this one. Let me start all over here. Okay, where are we looking at? Oh, the spinner rack display. Look at this one right here. It holds 288 Star Wars action figures. Look at that, that's beautiful. I would love to have that sitting up over here with 288 vintage Star Wars figures on it. And this was released with the first 12. So, can you imagine Hasbro having 288 figures of just 12 figures? Well, they might if it's 4th Friday when they're shoving everything down our throats and send so much to a store that they never reorder, but we won't get into a Hasbro rant again. I already done that. So let's look at this display right here. As you see, it's got a little header. Now we're going to look at some more pictures later, and I'm going to use the word header. So when I say header, I'm not saying Heather. I'm saying header. Heather the header. Anyway, you know I'm talking about this when I say here's a new header, because the store would just change out the header when new figures came out. Look at now. Now I said we were going to talk about action figures displays, but check this one out right here. This is from the movies. You know the little. I don't feel like reaching it. The little hand crate. Kenner has the little cartridge in the film. The camera. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's got a little hand crank in it. It has the cartridge you put in a movie viewer from Kenner. Well, this is the box that would have came in at a store. And look at there. Hey, Mom, save $1. Woo! Everybody liked to save money, even back then. Yes, they did. This one right here, this is a rare one. There's not much information on it. I've heard some people say that this sat on top of a counter, but my memory might be wrong here. But I think I remember this being at Zayre's when I was a kid, and it hung up. It hung from the ceiling. But I could be wrong. I mean, that was over 40 years ago. But it's a neat little graphic right there, a little cube. Not bad. Now, here's another one. This one's from Empire Strikes Back. It's supposed to be my Empire Strikes Back folder, but let's go ahead and talk about it since I got it pulled up. This is the display here. Was that where you get $1 off a movie ticket? Look at that. Look, you could go see Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and save $1. And movies back then were like $3 or $4. So that's a deal. You know, that's like if you went to the movies today and you got $15 off, and then your $30 ticket's not as bad. Let's take a look. I like that display. It's got 3PO and R2 on it. Let's look at this one here. This is not for a figure. This is for the stuffed animal of Chewbacca. Man, I would love to have that.
Chewbacca sucks.
Watch your mouth. Sorry about that. But this is the Chewbacca doll. Just threw it in the box. Put it in a plastic bag. Chewy was, as you can see here, is wrapped in a plastic bag. Pretty cool. I don't remember this Chewy much when I was little, but I guess they did have it. Here's another header display that's different than that other one. This goes on more the cardboard display, little cardboard box. This is one you would change out. I think we're going to look at the 12 12 back. The 12 one here, but this is the 21 action figure one here. As you can see, it's got all the figures that's already out for the 12, and the new ones are all right there. It looks really cool. And here's one for the laser guns. And people get mad when I say laser guns. They say there's no laser guns in Star Wars. Well, laser rifle, laser pistol. That's what Kenner called them. That's what I call them. And here you go. Z-E-E-E. Look at that. And there's a picture of the Han Solo one. Guy's holding it like this, looking through the viewer. I don't know why he's got to do it like that. No area. Couldn't really use that scope. Wasn't much of a scope. And then you got the Luke Skywalker 3-piece one right there. It's pretty cool. Here's another. Here's one of the cardboard box I was telling you about. This one here has got how many figures? It doesn't say. It might be 22 here. It's got the Boba Fett. It's hard to see here, but right in the center, if you look at that Boba Fett, it's a rocket firing Boba Fett. That's right. So you walk into a store, you see this on display here. It's got figures in it, and you see a rocket firing Boba Fett. You was really let down when you didn't get it. Now, there was other things besides action figures, and look at here. This is a cardboard display for the lightsabers. 35-inch inflatable lightsaber. Why they made them inflatable, I don't know. Couldn't be that hard even back in 1978 or 77 to do a plastic lightsaber. That whole inflatable lightsaber thing was stupid. And the original header we looked at, here's another one that you could put up on your little spinner display that says Toy Galaxy. Kind of a little different right there. And this is a hanging tag. You kind of just hang it up on the shelf and everything at the store. You see them, they still use these kind of same type of hanger tags today in grocery stores mostly. But you can see that and it shows 3 new action figures. I know what you think. You say, Junkman, wait up, hold up. Why does it say 3 new action figures when the original 12 came out? And that's part of the original 12. Well, these 3 shipped late. So there were 3 new action figures. But you don't count them as Series 2. You count them as Series 1 because it's part of the 12. They were on the back of the box and everything. They just had a later ship date. Here's one that I could be wrong again. Memory's foggy. It's been so long ago. I remember a toy fair. I remember the book fairs at school from Scholastic. I did a whole video about stuff I missed in the 80s and talked about it there. But here's a Darth Vader one that was on display, which I believe was at my school. Could be wrong. Might have been something else. Who knows? Bill, the janitor, might have went in and bought some cardboard and just made his own Darth Vader one. Here's a little black and white photo. Not that really good. It kind of shows the store, how the build is displayed together and everything. But you can see here it's got some of the Kenner ships on it, but I see it's also got the lightsaber on it, the board game on it, and it also has the puzzles and the Chewbacca punching bag.
Man, I would love to have that one.
You don't be quiet, I'm going to punch you. But that's a look at the Empire Strikes Back one. Oh, sorry, that's a look at the Star Wars and New Hope ones. Now, let's go look at the Empire Strikes Back. Hold on. Stop the execution. I didn't talk about these 2 from the Star Wars collection. Sorry about that. This is a display that shows those die-cast ships, the Land Speeder, the TIE Fighter, the X-Wing, the die-cast metal ones. They're pretty cool, and I didn't want to do this video and leave this one out. So here, check it out now. And here's another one I forgot to talk about. It's just one that would hang up in stores, and you would hang figures on it. Looks pretty cool. Okay, got my pictures all mixed up again. Here's one from Star Wars. See, I kind of rushed this video. But that's that cardboard display. This is the early bird display. So this is the first Star Wars Kenner display for the figures. As you can see here, this is the one that the early bird box would have sit in, and kids or parents could have bought an empty box to take home. Now let's get back over to Empire Strikes Back and look at this one. This is another one of those header signs that you can put up on your spinner rack. It says collect all 48 figures, and you see 9 new ones there. On the flip side was 9 other new ones you can get. I'll come to that in a minute. We'll come back to that. But here's another one right here, another cardboard display that hung up. It said collect all 32. You got some new figures on it. Of course, you got your original. Then you got your new ones like IG-8, Han, Hoth, Luke Bespin. Sorry about that. Man, what been a crazy day. Here's one. It's kind of wacky picture to look at. It's from a slideshow. It's showing a display, an 8-foot display of what it would look like at the store. It's got the header at the top of the, and that shows stores where everything's going to look like when everything's set up. Look at that. Got the Vader carrying case. Man, that brings back some memories, don't it? Here's another header right here. We'll collect all 48. It's a pretty cool picture. Look at that. It's got the heroes standing in front of Bespin. Look at that Hoth background. That's kind of weird. And here's another little, just a plain, simple cardboard header with a Star Destroyer on it. Let's go to another one. Here's a Hoth cardboard backdrop too. That was made for displays. It's a pretty cool action scene. Now, the lightsabers crossed over. Of course, they got rid of the inflatables and started doing plastic finally. So here's the box the Empire Strikes Back lightsabers would have went in. And man, I remember seeing these at the store, and they wasn't in boxes, so you could just take them out and play with them at the store. It was great. Now, I don't know why somebody took a picture of that display out in the woods. Oh, the story behind that one. And here's another one of those cardboard backers here. Just a simple Hoth one. Nothing really special here. And let's see what else we got. One more picture here. Ooh, sorry about that. I don't know how that got in there. Sorry about that. Let's go on. Let's go on to Return of the Jedi. Okay. Now, kind of mix Return of the Jedi with the Power of the Force here. So, well, let's look at this first one here. This one wasn't released, but I thought it would be fun to throw in here. It's an Ewok one here. You can see you had droids and you had the Ewoks. I don't know if you can tell from the picture. Maybe I'll zoom in on it, but it looks like it has figures on it, but that's a drawing. Everything here is a drawing. And again, this one was never released. Here's a display used for Return of the Jedi. This is a toy center. As you see, it's got the mini rigs on it. I need to do a video on the mini rigs. I don't think I have yet. And the speeder bike. Love the speeder bike as a kid. Back to the lightsabers again. Kind of like the same box from from Empire Strikes Back, but just says Return of the Jedi on it. Not really different here, so let's skip that one. And here's a Collect All 79 header display for the Return of the Jedi figures. That's pretty different. It's got a really good picture of Prune Face. You usually don't see that often. Here's one for the coloring books. That's right, Kenner made Star Wars coloring books, and you put them right there. Display. I know I had the Luke one. I was probably too old to be in the coloring books, but I remember I had the Luke Skywalker one for sure. Here's another cool cardboard display header. I love this one here. This is great artwork here. Love to have this one again hanging up somewhere. Maybe get rid of Ewan McGregor's big old face over there and hang it up somewhere. Really good. It's got the TIE Interceptor on it, the Death Star, the B-Wing, the Falcon, the X-Wing. It's got them all on there. It's pretty cool. And here's another display like you would see in a store with a bunch of figures on it. Look at that. It's got about 12 places, but figures probably 6 or 7 deep would probably be. But it's pretty cool. And here's one I really like here, Collect All 65. I like these that show the face. Looks kind of cool and different. Let me zoom in. Look at Biff Tuna. Looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. Look at that mouth. And here's one that had the plush dolls of Wicket that you would find on this display here. And man, let's zoom in on this one too. Look at Wicket's eyes. Why does Wicket look all red and evil? That's some scary mess right there. Okay, and here's one from Return of the Jedi with a free offer to get an Anakin Skywalker figure. That's right, kids. That old man is Anakin Skywalker. I know you younger people think Hayden Christian is the only Anakin Skywalker, but no, we had an old Anakin Skywalker back in the day. And here's a Power of the Force display. It doesn't have any figures on it, but it looks really cool, and it shows a Boba Fett coin. And you know Boba Fett was never released on Power of the Force with a coin, so check out the display here. It looks pretty cool. You can put them on these little racks and everything. That looks pretty cool, if you ask me anyway. Anyway, that's a look at Star Wars displays you probably saw in the store. Let me know in the comments below. Did you see any of these in the store when you was a kid? Do you remember any of these? Do you remember one I didn't talk about? I'm sure you did. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. As always, please thumb up my video so I know you like my content and YouTube knows you like my content, and subscribe to the channel. I try to do a video every day, sometimes more than once a day. You can hit that bell, but at times YouTube doesn't alert you. YouTube makes it really hard to know when you have new content. You think just subscribing to the channel will be enough, but you know YouTube. So you might want to just come over here and check the channel out if you hadn't seen the video in a while. Like I said, I try to do one every day and sometimes more. Thank you for watching. Be back very soon. Fred, now you can take me out of here.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.